Hey guys, it's Lexi, and welcome to the Invest in You podcast, where I touch on how to become the best version of yourself. As someone who is very passionate about self-care and self-growth, I can't wait to give you a new perspective which has led me each day to grow into a better version of me. So let me teach you how to invest in you every day. With that being said, I bring you the Invest in You podcast. Welcome to today's episode, where I'm going to be talking about how to have a positive mindset to stay motivated and on track. I truly think in order to have a good and productive day every day that adds up to success over time, you will need to start with the way that you think. The first step is to ask yourself if you're truly putting forth the right foot to set yourself up for success. So let's first start off with some research which I have gathered from multiple different sources, showing you just the power behind having a good mindset. A study published by Stanford Reports shares the importance of having a good and healthy mindset. Research shows that the mindset plays a significant role in determining life's outcomes. When you understand the importance of shifting your mindset to have a positive outlook. To explain, mindsets are truly just assumptions which help you set expectations based on what your input is. For example, if you think that waking up at 5 a.m. every day will make you exhausted at 4 p.m., then you will just have this certain mindset feeling a certain way towards waking up early. Now, with a growth mindset, you are actually able to change over time. You can have the ability to learn, grow, and face these obstacles you may face. Another study published by Skills You May Need explains having a growth mindset, you are truly in your own control and have the ability to learn more and improve and succeed. People with a so-called fixed mindset, the brain is actually seen to be the most active. So when it comes to really noticing how well they are performing, this is something that they're really paying attention to. Now, if you have a growth mindset, your brain is most active being told what you can improve on. Instead of being so fixed on how well something did, you can actually be more fixed on how you are improving and allowing yourself to grow and accomplish everything you are capable of, which at the end of the day is truly just most important. According to verywellmind.com, a study found that kids who receive praise will actually act very differently than those who do not. They found that praising a child and labeling them as intelligent sends a message to the child that they have the ability to accomplish anything that they want. Now, the child who is seen to not receive as much praise instead emphasizes the effort putting into accomplishing a task, implies their success due to the effort and strategy used, which is seen as they can control and improve over time. Another piece I think is really important to highlight is understanding the importance of assigning people of characteristics which can be based on stereotypes or just association with different groups or people. I think it's important to also note that stereotypes should not be a factor into creating an assumption which you may not even realize that you actually are doing subconsciously. Now it is important to understand what a mindset is. Ask yourself the question of, do I have a fixed or growth mindset? I've included a couple statements from verywellmind.com to see if you can identify and decide what you agree with most. Number 1, you're born with a certain amount of intelligence which can't be changed. Number 2, no matter who you are, there isn't much to improve in your basic abilities or personality. Number 3, people are capable of changing who they are. Number 4, you can learn from new things and improve your intelligence. Number 5, people have particular talents or they can't just acquire for things like writing, art, or athletics. Number 6, studying, working hard, and practicing new skills are all ways to develop new talents and abilities. Now let's chat about how to truly unfix a fixed mindset if you find that you are actually stuck in this mindset. Number 1 is just to focus on your journey. So create the value of you and what you want for yourself. Do not settle and be able to see the value in what you're doing and what you want to succeed. Now, if you want more to yourself, you have to realize that there is value behind what you're doing, and you have to give yourself that motivation and the reward to tell yourself that you are enough and you're going to get everything done that you can. Number 2 is to incorporate the word yet. So if you're having a hard time completing a task, you have the chance to remind yourself that you are still learning it. Now, this is important to add in your vocabulary as it can change your life. Instead of just reflecting on a task saying, I'll never be able to do it, I don't know how to do it, and I'm not going to learn how to do it. Instead, you can just tell yourself, I'm learning and I'm going to learn it and I'm going to get better, and this will literally change your life. Number 3 is to pay attention to your words and thoughts. Instead of talking to yourself in a negative mindset, switch to becoming the best version of you and building a growth mindset. And lastly, number 4 is to take on challenges. Now, really allow yourself to make mistakes that you can learn from. It is impossible to be perfect, and this is why you should always allow yourself to mess up and allow room to grow. Additionally, according to mayoclinic.org, it has listed the health benefits of positive thinking. Number 1, increased lifespan. Number 2, lower rates of depression. Number 3, lower levels of distress and pain. 4, greater resistance to illness. 5, better psychological and physical well-being. 6, better cardiovascular health and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular disease and stroke. 7, reduced risk of health from cancer. Number 8, reduced risk of health from respiratory conditions. 9, reduced risks of death from infections. And 10, better coping skills during hardships and times of distress. Now, I really want you to reflect on all this research and truly just think, do I have a fixed or do I have a mindset where I'm allowing myself the ability to grow and pursue my goals, have the advantage in my favor? The first step is truly just identifying, am I going to hold myself back? How am I viewing this as someone who wants more for myself? Am I giving myself the tools I need for success? I know definitely it can be super hard and it can feel like all these tools are against you if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to start, you don't know where to begin. However, it is going to start with your mindset. If you tell yourself, I will never be able to do this, I'll never get this done, you're most likely going to have this outlook that it's never going to get done, you're not capable of doing it, and you're going to be down on yourself. However, if you allow yourself to have the resources to grow more, to be able to find the time each day to learn more and have the ability to really allow yourself and connect to that mindset, you will see success and you will set yourself up in the right path to grow and to get better. Today, I have the honor of speaking with Sean Clayton, who is an entrepreneur, founder of Clayton & Clayton, which is a real estate agency in Bayhead. I am so excited to have you on the Invest in You podcast and truly just understand your take as what it means to have a positive mindset. And lastly, just to really understand your point of view as a business owner yourself. Today, I have the honor of speaking with Sean Clayton, who is the owner and broker of a family-owned business that has been around since 1930. Clayton & Clayton is based in Bayhead, New Jersey, and I am so excited to have you on the Invest in You podcast and just to truly understand your take into what it means to have a positive mindset and see your point of view as a business owner yourself. So my first question for you is, how would you define a good mindset and what characteristics do you think it would include?
Well, a good mindset always starts with the night before. What you really want to do is get in that zone just before you go to bed. You want to grab, for me, I grab like a pad, like a yellow pad, and I write down everything I want to accomplish for the next day. By doing that, it's an old saying where your mind is a scary place. So you want to empty what your thoughts in your mind so you can prep and prepare for the next day. By doing that simple thing, writing it down, will actually set your course for the next day positive so you can get a good night's sleep.
Do you have a certain time that you like to go to bed by every single night, and would you say that you are consistent with that?
Well, I would love to say I'm consistent in that, but I'm actually married, so it actually drags me past the time that I like to go to bed. But for me, I like to start going to bed or start settling down at least around 10 o'clock at night.
Now, when it comes to in your career, can you share some examples of how a positive mindset has influenced your performance in your career or in your team?
Well, a positive mindset is what you really want to do is accomplish things. So what you want to do is lay out things for like the week or for the month, simple goals. So for me, a lot of people say you should do quarterly goals for your team or quarterly goals for yourself. For me, I like to review everything at least once a week, what you want to accomplish. Obviously, I have my monthly goals, but my weekly goals are very important to me. It's like writing down a number, what you want to do. I believe everything is math. So the more things you do again and again, and you accomplish that by the end of the week, you will definitely see a growth in your team and in your success for yourself.
I definitely think little steps along the way will help you to grow rather than just looking at a one big picture overall and not really simplifying it in a easier way to understand. So that brings me to my third question, which is how does maintaining a good mindset help in overcoming obstacles and setbacks in the workplace?
Well, a good mindset is just being very knowledgeable. For me, like I get up in the morning, I exercise, I do my thing like between 4:30 and 5:30, but I like to listen to podcasts. I like to listen to something positive that has to do with my business so I can learn. The more I learn, the more I can express and actually go over certain steps or things that I know better than anyone in the room. I want to be the smartest person in the room, but I also want to surround myself with really positive people that are even better than me, obviously, that can make me get excited every day about learning from them, and hopefully they will learn from me.
In your opinion, how does a mindset compare to skills and experience in terms of achieving success?
Well, my mindset is really just kind of pushing buttons, doing something that is very uncomfortable to you. If you're doing something every single day and you're not really pushing the buttons to move further and further in your goals, you're going to get stumped and you're going to be too comfortable in your job. So if you're going to your job every single day and not doing anything positive and it's just a day in, day out, that's kind of boring to me. So you want to be very uncomfortable with what you do. That will get you to your next course of action to be really positive throughout the day, throughout the year, throughout the quarter.
I definitely think that one motto I always live by is if you're not uncomfortable, you're not learning. And I think that that applies to everything in life. So if you feel like you're in a place where you feel very comfortable and you feel like you've been doing this for a while, then you're not really in a place to grow and excel. And you're not really going to put yourself in that subjective place to be able to maybe have a step back and learn from it. So my fifth question is, what strategies do you believe are effective in cultivating a positive mindset among team members?
For team members, I want them to give it their all, but I want them to fail. And I want them to fail more than their goals or things that they accomplish. By doing that, by failing, they will learn from their mistakes and they will get stronger as they go forward. If you do not do that, then you'll never grow. So remember, a failure is not a setback. It's actually getting closer and closer to a positive result.
Now, how can leaders like yourself foster a culture of having positive mindset within their teams?
Well, I always think it's a cult. You want to hire the right person. If you don't hire the right person and they're around you, it's like kryptonite. They will bring you down and they will destroy the focus, the team, and everything. So for me, I like to hire slow and I like to fire fast. And those positive people that are around me are the ones that are going to help everyone. I like to believe we cannot do this ourselves. We have to have other people that feel the same way and then want to achieve our ultimate goal.
Now, definitely working with a team is very important, like you mentioned. So, how does a good mindset affect a team and a collaboration?
You want to give some, as my case, agents or people around me jobs to do, but you don't want to like hover over them and dictate to them. You want them to express themselves. You want them to come back to you with whatever it is, whatever they think the answer would be. You got to remember, no wrong answer is necessarily the right answer. You can come back with answers that doesn't make any sense, but at least he's trying. And by going through the steps and the process, you'll get to be where you want to be with regards to your goals, or just a positive thinking, and being a part of a team is definitely positive.
How important is a mindset when it comes to receiving and acting on feedback?
That's a good question. So you always want to ask a question with a question. So if you do something, you want to ask a question. Sometimes you want to repeat the question. For example, you ever drive through or a Starbucks and you give an order, they repeat the order back to you. So if you're a team member, or if you're going up against someone that is maybe looking to maybe buy a house or whatever, you always want to repeat the question that they asked you. This way, they stay on course with regards to a purchase or something, and then you relate to them that you know exactly what they're looking for. By doing that, you are thinking the same, and that is a typical goal that a lot of people do. They don't even know they're doing it. So that is a positive way to think.
Can you discuss the relationship between a good mindset and resilience in facing workplace challenges?
Well, workplace challenges start with like I said, the day before, and then go through the process. You always should be reviewed, especially with somebody that's been around a long time. This way, they'll give you positive feedback or negative feedback. Me, I like to give negative feedback right away. But I also like to start every meeting is, tell me a positive thing. Tell me a positive thing that you accomplished today, and maybe that will lift their spirits. So tell me something good. So they could say, hey, listen, I contacted 4 people today. I talked to them an hour and 15 minutes on different subjects with different times of the week. This is positive feedback, knowing that they will obviously reach out to them, obviously talk to them, and then they will connect with them on some level. Now, does that work for everyone? No. Somebody will be very uncomfortable. Maybe they want to text, email, or so on, but at least they're trying. And that's where your coach or something like myself that's been in business a long time will help them guide through their path where they should be going.
How does having a positive mindset influence the way goals are set and pursued?
A positive mindset always starts with all your due diligence. So once you get more comfortable about your goal, what you're supposed to accomplish, you'll definitely achieve that. And you'll feel very comfortable with the steps that you need to do in order to get there. So think of it as that way. If you just get a task to do and don't understand it, you'll never go through it. So write down exactly what it is. Go through it with your coach, or possibly someone like me that's been around a long time. They'll give you footnotes, and they'll give you a path to take. And that's very important. Some people get stuck. They just wander around. They don't know what to do next. And then they get frustrated, and they honestly quit. They walked away. In real estate, like myself, I hire new agents. And if they don't get it, they don't move very quickly, and they don't follow the path, within 2 to 3 months, they're pretty much are stepping away from the business, and they don't want to do it. Only because they really did not achieve their goal. They didn't go through the path, the direction they want to go. And for somebody like me to sit down and go to one-on-one is really something that is desirable, and it will be achievable if they really set their mindset to that.
And my last and final question for you is, what techniques do you recommend for maintaining a good mindset when faced with negativity or criticism?
For me, I always love to get challenges. When things really turn the opposite way and they're the worst scenario ever, I love that. It's a challenge for me. I always turn things around, and I always step forward, and I don't stop. Most people will quit early. Most people will just give up. For me, I love the challenge of it. Either it's negotiating or bringing the worst subject and just turning it around, or maybe making it a little bit funny, or making it positive. Whatever it is, I just love the challenge. So think positive always. And this is not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. It's way you're going to sit back and actually think about it and come up with some ideas in order to move the needle closer to your goal. So think positive.
It was so nice to hear your insights on having a positive mindset as an entrepreneur and business owner yourself. So I think today's episode was a great introduction into truly owning up to you and really giving yourself the best version of you that you can. My name is Lexi, and thank you for joining me. Be sure to follow me on all my socials. I hope this week is good for you, and I want to thank you again for listening to the Invest in You podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my socials at Alexa Laura Clayton on Instagram and TikTok. This is your host. I will be back soon. Until then, remember to invest in you today and every day. Bye, guys.